You're willing to pay more day to day just not to have Trump?
Well, I'm in the most expensive city in the entire America. I'm 22 years old, and I'm able to stay afloat with whoever's in office right now. Okay?
So everyone else should suck it up.
The minimum wage job right now.
So everyone else who's struggling should suck it up and vote for Harris.
Everybody should vote for Harris, okay? Don't vote for Trump. I don't even care about anything else in this entire world. Just do not vote for Trump. Do not vote for Trump.
God bless.
That dude is literally a dictator.
Avi Yemini for Rebel News in California's city of San Diego, known for its Navy presence and proximity to the US-Mexican border. It's our second stop on the AviAcrossAmerica.com tour. Check out the rest of them there. And if you support what we're doing here, make sure to chip in a couple bucks to help us cover this amazing tour. But today, we're in this city, which I believe is known as a liberal city, to find out what people really think. Harris or Trump?
Trump. Trump.
Trump?
Yeah.
Are you in the wrong city to say that out loud?
No,
Trump all the way.
Oh God, I hate politics. I'm an anarchist.
You're an anarchist?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
you're not voting?
No, not at all. It doesn't matter. I don't think my vote matters at all.
I'm prefer Harris.
You prefer, why?
It's look like not too aggressive for me.
I'm voting for Donald Trump. I think the last 4 years haven't been very good for us. I remember the economy with Trump, and it just seemed to work better.
Trump. I think he's the most real on what's actually going on.
I personally want Trump to win because he can't be. He's not a robot. He's not a puppet. No one can buy him off of money, and no one can scare him. So he'll do what he wants to do. Harris is a puppet. She'll take the money and she'll do whatever people want to do.
I vote for Trump as
You
well.
vote for Trump?
Yeah.
The people that around you here, are they...
You'd be surprised. I think it's quiet. I think it's on the down low, but I do feel like there's a lot of Trump supporters as well within, not so much the city itself proper. I live up in Encinitas, and I think a lot of small business owners and a lot of people are definitely moving that direction rather than the stereotypical liberal California.
I love Trump.
You love Trump?
Yeah.
Even everything he's said about China?
No, it's different. You know, business is business, right?
Harris,
Why?
all the way.
Why?
Because I believe in all her policies, and I believe that we need freedom the way she defines it.
Which policies do you love most?
I think her looking after the middle class, helping us spread the wealth, and get people the help they need to thrive and live the American dream.
Harris,
Why?
because she knows what's best for the people, not for herself, not for rich people. And
What's the boyfriend saying?
she's for LGBTQ rights.
Why are you for Harris?
I want to be able to have a leader that I can show these boys as somebody they can look up to.
What LGBT rights do you think Harris is for that Trump's against?
Well, that's what he said. He said LGBT. I don't know what you're talking about, babe. But honestly, I just think that she,
Harris.
Harris? Why? Why are you laughing? Are you laughing at her or...
Leave me out of it, man. I haven't decided yet.
You would vote Trump?
Maybe this time, but yeah, he's not too bad.
Just before we get back into the video that I'm sure you're loving, but if you can believe it, gets better, I have a quick message for our US viewers from one of our sponsors who are making this possible. Kamala Harris, the Liberal California politician, the furthest left major party candidate America has ever seen, could become the next president of the United States. This should frighten you to your core. She supported open borders, she's failed you as the current border czar, and she even helped raise money to get criminals out of jail. This could be a disaster not only for your safety, but also the economy at large. Have you seen her new tax plan? It could be the nail in the coffin for the country. That's why you have to stop what you're doing right now and reach out to the top-rated precious metal company, Goldco. Goldco has over 6,000 five-star reviews, a bunch of awards, and has helped people just like you purchase over $2.5 billion in gold and silver. Visit rebelnews4gold.com to get your free 20 to 25 gold and silver kit, plus up to a 10% instant match on bonus silver for qualified accounts. Visit rebelnews4gold.com. That's rebelnews4gold.com. leftist.com just after you finish watching this video.
Yeah, I don't really want to say
You don't want to say, why are so many people scared to say it, do you think?
Well, I can't say because of my job. So, yeah, that's why.
We're not even talking about the election because they're all nuts.
Who is more nuts?
Oh, no, they're all nuts.
Not going to vote.
You're not voting.
No, it's hopeless.
Do you mind saying who you're going to vote for?
Yes,
You mind?
I do mind.
Are people scared to tell who they're voting for?
No, but you don't know where this is going to go. And I have family, friends that have different views.
Will you break up with him if he votes Trump?
No, we've been married too long.
Too long. So he's locked in.
So yeah, we're pretty much locked in. She'll go for somebody, and if I go for somebody else, we're still good.
You found it was better under Trump.
Yes, sir. But once again, you just don't know how much difference it has because, our political process it is two heads of a same snake.
Trump was in office 4 years before Biden, and I'm not sure it was much better when it came to lower income families at that point either.
It was much better under Trump.
It was much better under Trump.
Yeah, like these last 4 years just felt like we were in a state of confusion.
The way things were going when he was in, I mean, things were looking a lot better. Matter of fact, I even had a business back when he's in. I ain't got it no more.
Can you give us a policy in the last 4 years that you like of hers?
I think that her work on the gun controls has also started in California when she was in the senator as well. So her work against having violence, having weapons. So I think that work and those policies are helpful. Not everything's pushed through.
What has she done well in the last 4 years?
In the last, she's been the vice president, So honestly, like I said, I'm not really knowledge on politics, but based off what I have seen as a young adult, as a 22-year-old that isn't into politics like that at all, from what I've seen from just passing by TVs and, scrolling through my news feed and seeing, the little things, Kamala Harris is definitely the best fit.
As far as policies are concerned, I can go either way. Like I see benefits. I see some policy benefits on the Trump side. There are some policies that I see on Kamala's side that I personally agree with more.
Forget about the person. Pretend it's me.
Yeah.
If I'm going to bring down the cost of living, shouldn't that be the thing that matters most rather than the personality?
Okay. I see what you're saying. It is very important that we get someone in office that is going to lower the cost of living. That is very, very important. But if that person is Donald Trump, then that.
Well, I feel like everyone says that with Trump everything was cheaper, but the reason for that is because of what Obama did, and it moved over to Trump, and everyone's saying that it was him, but really it was from Obama's when he was running.
That is like that. I haven't heard that, but that is such a great, convenient response to blame the guy before. So in 4 years, do you think it really was Obama policies that made it cheaper during Trump?
I wouldn't say everything that, when Trump was president, I wouldn't say everything was Obama, but I would say a lot of his policies and a lot of things that he passed moved to during Trump's running.
You know what? I really don't know.
So why you want to vote for her? Just because she's a woman?
Yeah,
That's it? That's enough?
it's good enough for me.
Well, this shit was cheaper when we were with him, and that's it. It was cheaper.
I think that Donald Trump did care more about our country's economy and not letting people take advantage of us. And even if you take all of the opinion sides out of it, it was a lot cheaper to live 4 years ago.
What's your reaction, though, to Obama saying that black men that are not voting for Kamala, it's because they're sexist?
Speaking to men directly now, part of it makes me think that, well, you just aren't feeling the idea of having a woman as president.
That's cute. No.
You don't agree with that?
No.
Why would he say that?
Because it's just a fear tactic to try to get black men to vote for the Democrat. That's just how black people have been doing it since the Civil War.
Why do you think he would say something like that?
Well, it's in most situations it probably is because a lot of men don't really want women to run them. And so that's just an old tradition. And so that's probably why he said that.
Even though we were freed by Republicans, they teach you to even hell, I get in argument with my parents about that shit. Like, oh, if I decide to vote Republican this time, they're like, oh, how can you vote Republican? I'm like, Why can't I?
Is that because we all have a boss at home and we don't need another boss?
I'll plead the fifth on that one.
What do they have in Malaysia? Is it a strong man or a soft woman?
Yeah, we have a strong man there. Yeah.
So you want a strong man for Malaysia, but you don't want America to have a strong man?
No.
What would you say to a Harris supporter that, in your name, says they would not vote for Trump because they're saying he's a racist against you, Latinos, Mexicans, he hates you, and they can no way vote for him?
Well, that is a pretty silly narrative. He's talking about like cartel members from Mexico. It is true, we do have a border problem. And I do think it is messed up when illegals come in because, like, it's true. Like, being in San Diego, I've met a lot of people who are illegal, and they're not the best people. It's not, doesn't mean all of them are bad, but, like, it's true. Like, we do have, like, a border problem of people, like, coming in, and maybe some of them, most of them, small majority, like, whatever it is, they do, like, mess up a lot of stuff. Like, I've seen it personally.
If you're here illegally, there are people that went through the process of being here legally, and it's not fair to them.
You're not against the actual policy of deporting illegals, or?
Not necessarily, no. But it's more on how he perceives, on the perception that he gives them.
Depends on the immigrant, it depends on himself. If he makes that decision for them to deport him, I mean, if he's making Mexicans look bad in the United States, then he shouldn't be here. I mean, I like my people, I love my people, but I mean, come on.
I really don't think this is fair, but at the end of the day, he knows better than me the problem that this country is suffering, so maybe he thinks that is the right thing to do.
If you look, a lot of like the construction workers and all that, they tend to be people that don't have documents, and if you start kicking them all out, we start losing workers.
And I'm hereby calling for the death penalty for any migrant that kills an American citizen or a law enforcement officer.
Goes for everybody, man.
Not just for illegals, but for everybody.
If he thinks that the people who murder, of course, if you murder something, that's bad. But there's a lot of ways that you can murder someone. No? There are a lot of reasons. But if he thinks it's good, it's their way to think.
If they see it fit that they need to give them the death penalty, then so be it. I don't have a say in that.
If you're committing murder, it doesn't really matter if you're an immigrant or not. That's wrong.
I just like Trump because he's real about like what's really going on, because there's true suppression coming from our government.
Trump is a doer. Harris is just a talker.
Personality doesn't get our world back to where it needs to be. And if she was going to do so much, it should be getting done now. We're going in the wrong direction. We need to turn around and go back. So Trump all the way.
I do think that the Republicans tend to be a little stronger in international affairs.
And you think that's important?
I do, yes, sir.
Putin clearly also thought so. He didn't invade during Trump era. Hamas didn't attack Israel during Trump era. There's kind of a theme there, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. You just don't know how much, when ice cream sales go up, so does rape. You could have two things happening at the same time and have nothing to do with each other. So,
are you saying ice cream sales has nothing to do with rape?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think the other countries are going to respect us as much as if we get a woman president. They're going to think that they can walk all over us.
Men in this country, especially white men, are under a lot of fire. They're under a lot of fire. And if we get a woman president, there's going to potentially be more duress on men, especially white men.
That dude's a piece of That's all I gotta say. If I would vote for a rock versus Trump.
What's sad now is that people are so divided and so unaccepting of other views, other people's opinions, that we can't live together. That's what's sad.
Is what I see on social media, on my TikTok page, on the news, and all that stuff. So going based off of that, it's like I already know in my head, like, I'm not gonna vote for Trump. That dude's insane. He's crazy.
Yeah, it ain't been nothing but downhill since some Democrats got in anyway.
And a lot of these Republicans who are voting for Trump don't even know what the they're talking about. They're not even voting for Trump because of his policies or because of what he's done or because of what he's going to do.
Can't they say the same? Can't they say the same about you and Harris?
They're only voting for him because literally because of their ego.
You know, what did they say about the Navy? 2 sailors go to sea, 1 couple comes back.
If you think it's important for Americans to hear what the average person in San Diego thinks, make sure to like, comment, but most importantly, share this video far and wide, because you're not going to see these real life interviews, raw interviews on CNN or CNBC. So it's up to you guys to spread it far and wide, and then head over to aviacrossamerica.com. Check out all our stops across this country until the election, and if you support what we're doing here, we need your help. aviacrossamerica.com. Chip in a couple bucks to make this possible.